Okay, boys and girls, this is a book that I think is a great one by Doreen Cronin and pictures by Harry Bliss, and it's called Diary of a Worm. Now, I know it's been tough being home for a while and having homeschool and, lessons go out to the parent because I know they're working hard with you, but I also know you miss your teachers and they miss you. And so hopefully we'll be back in school in the near future. So you guys are missed and everyone talks about you. But Diary of a Worm. So hopefully this will help you a bit. When I think of a worm, and I don't much think of a worm writing, but notice this worm is writing. Got a pencil in hand and putting something on paper. Not quite sure what the worm is writing, but we're going to find out, what this is about. Diary of a Worm. And my assumption is, you know what a diary is. That's a record that someone keeps of their life and things that are going on. So we have kind of a beginning here. This is a diary of a worm. Surprisingly, a worm not that different from you or me, except he eats his homework. What you think about that? He eats his homework. Oh, and his head looks a lot like his rear end. So this author by the name of Doreen Cronin, who is from the New York Times, she's a bestseller, and she wrote this about this diary of a worm. And she has some nice illustrations that are here, and you see the pictures, and it tells you all about the worm. Well, let's get into it. March 20th. Mom says there are 3 things I should always remember. Number 1, the earth gives us everything we need. And by the way, this is the worm talking, and that little sign says me. That is the worm. 2, when we dig tunnels, we help take care of the earth. So we must make tunnels, help earth breathe. 3, never bother daddy when he's eating the newspaper. So you can see the tunnel that's being buried in order to help the earth breathe. And this is Dad right here eating the newspaper. I'm not sure I suggest you eat the newspaper, but that's what Dad does. So March 29th. Today I tried to teach spiders how to dig. First, all of his legs got stuck. And the spider said, I think I twisted one of my ankles. Then he swallowed a bunch of dirt. And tomorrow he's going to teach me how to walk upside down. So you can see the spider and you can see the worm. And here's the spider again and the worm. And the worm wants to learn something about the spider, about how to walk upside down. March 30th. Worms cannot walk upside down. And you can see the worm hanging by the spider web with the spider. And he discovered the worm can't walk upside down. And it looks a little afraid hanging off this limb with the spider. April 4th. Fishing season started today. We all dug deeper. And this is the worm being below ground. And so you know that when you go fishing, you usually go looking for a worm. So the worms are below ground, and these people up here are looking for bait. Bait is what you use in order to catch fish. And the worm, someone says, did you guys hear something? And that's that shovel trying to get down to where the worm is. April 10th. It rained all night, and the ground was soaked. We spent the entire day on the sidewalk. Hot Scotch is a very dangerous game. So since the ground was soaked, they were on the sidewalk, and you play hot scotch on the sidewalk. So what it tells you is if you're playing hot scotch on the sidewalk, look out for the worm, because the worm may be on the sidewalk trying to get warm. April 15th. I forgot my lunch today. I got so hungry that I ate my homework. So you can see the worm here doesn't have lunch, and therefore he is eating his homework, which is paper. My teacher made me write, I will not eat my homework 10 times. When I was finished, I ate that too. So He did write, I will not eat my homework 10 times. I will not eat my homework, he wrote. But when he finished it, you can see where his bite marks are. He then ate to that. So did not learn his lesson. April 10th. I snuck up on some kids in the park today. They didn't hear me coming. I wiggle up right between them and they screamed. Here are the kids. They didn't see him coming, and he wiggles between the kids, and when they see him, look at him. They're screaming because they didn't know the worm was there. I love when I do that, and he loved it because the kids are running. They were surprised the worm was there. The worm is just having a ball because the kids didn't know he was there. So be careful when you see little worms. Sometimes they're having fun. May 1st. Grandpa taught us that good manners are very important. So today I said good morning to the first ant I saw. And you can see the ant and he's saying good morning. And good morning is a nice thing, boys and girls, because that means you're being polite. And you always want to be polite. So in the morning when you see people, you say good morning. What I didn't realize is that there were 600 more of them in line. So I stood there all day. Remember, he said good morning to one ant, and then discovered there were 600 other ants, and all these ants are in line. So he had to stand there all day saying good morning to every ant. So when you're in school, boys and girls, do you say good morning to everyone you meet? Something for you to think about. May 8th. Had the worst nightmare last night. Giant birds playing Hot Scotch. In other words, if he's out on this pavement and there's giant birds playing Hot Scotch, then the worm is in danger. That was his dream last night. More like a nightmare, but it was a dream. Mom says I have to stop eating so much garbage right before I go to bed. So sometimes when you eat a lot of stuff before you go to bed, it causes you to dream. And this is when he was dreaming about the bird while he's playing Hot Scotch. May 15th, I got into a fight with Spider today. He told me you need legs to be cool. Then he ran. I couldn't keep up. Maybe he's right. May 16th, I made Spider laugh so hard he fell out of his tree. Who needs legs? So you can see, this is Spider. And he's racing, but Spider has more legs than he does. So the worm couldn't keep up with Spider. But you can see they're having a nice time together, and Spidey starts laughing and falls out of the tree. May 28th. Last night I went to the school dance. You put your head in, you put your head out, you do the hokey pokey, and you turn yourself about. That's all we could do. And that's a dance, boys and girls. You know, you put your head in, and if you were doing it, you would put your hand in. And you put your head out. And this is doing the hokey pokey, and you turn and you do it so that everyone is in step. And so you see, these are the words at the school dance, and everyone likes the school dance. June 5th. Today we made macaroni. These were macaroni necklaces in art class. I brought mine home and ate it for dinner. And Dad said, you're very talented. So you can see them making macaroni necklaces in art class, and took it home and ate the macaroni necklace. If you make a macaroni necklace, you may not want to eat it, boys and girls. June 15th. My oldest sister thinks she's so pretty. I told her that no matter how much time she spends looking in the mirror, her face will always look just like her rear end. Spider thought that was funny. Mom did not. So you can see him saying something not very nice to his sister about the face looking like the rear end because she thought she was pretty. And the Spider's laughing because the Spider heard it and liked it and laughed. Mom wasn't pleased because she didn't think it was a nice thing to say to your sister. June 4th. When I grow up, I want to be a Secret Service agent. Spider says I'll have to be very careful because the president might step on me by mistake. It's a dangerous job, I told him, but someone's got to do it. And you can see the dark glasses, the coat, the whole 9 yards as a Secret Service agent. And you can see the shoes here of the president. In other words, if you're going to be a Secret Service agent protecting the president, be careful that the president doesn't step on you. That's what you had to worry about, and Spidey was telling him about that. June 28th. 3 things I don't like about being a worm. Number 1, I can't chew gum. Number 2, I can't have a dog because my mom says I can't. Number 3, all that homework. So you see the 3 things. Can't chew gum, so there's the bubble gum, can't chew it. Here, can't have a dog because mom won't let him have a dog. And don't like this homework stuff. These are the 3 things. July 29th. 3 good things about being a worm. 1, I never have to go to the dentist. No cavities, no teeth either. So if you don't have teeth, you don't have to go to the dentist. 2, I never get in trouble for tracking mud through the house. And you know why? Because I don't have any legs. Therefore, no feet. Number 3, I never have to take a bath because it's okay if I'm grubby. So you can see the 3 things: no teeth. The second thing, not tracking mud in the house. The third, doesn't have to take a bath. That sounds exciting, doesn't it? But you still track mud in the house, and you get muddy, you're going to have to take a bath, boys and girls. August 1st. It's not always easy being a worm. We're very small, and sometimes people forget that we are here. But like Mom always says, the earth never forgets we're here. So you can see being a little worm underground, that is hard because you're small, and sometimes people forget you're there and step on them. But the earth appreciates worms because worms help the earth breathe by digging holes. So this book ends with this little worm saying that a bee stung me. Isn't this leaf awful? I found this really cool rock. Mom and Dad's anniversary. So these are other little pictures and things that went into the diary. Remember what I said about a diary? Diary is a record of the things about you that you keep. So it is kept by days. You might want to get a diary one day and keep some of the interesting things about you. It may not be great now, but I promise you, when you get older, that diary is going to mean a great deal. So I'm recommending this book to you, boys and girls, and this is Diary of a Worm. All right? Be careful. Treat worms nicely. All right? Take care.